Good afternoon. Welcome to the Spring 2024 Convocation Ceremony for the Debbie and Jerry Ivy College of Business. At this time, I'd like to ask that you please stand to welcome our students and faculty.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Spring 2024 Convocation Ceremony for the Debbie and Jerry Ivy College of Business. My name is David Spalding, and I am the Raisbeck Endowed Dean of the Ivy College of Business. I'm honored to welcome all of you, our candidates for degrees. I'd also like to welcome those who are here with you today to celebrate your accomplishments, along with the Ivy community. In addition, I want to welcome family and friends from around the world who are watching a live stream broadcast of this ceremony. This convocation honoring your achievements is made possible thanks to a dedicated team of college staff, our talented faculty, wonderful student marshals, and the fantastic staff here at Hilton Coliseum. Please join me in recognizing and thanking them for their efforts. I also want to thank all of you for participating in this ceremony today. The adventure you have had at Iowa State is not yours alone. It was shared by many people in your lives: parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, our faculty and staff. We all care very deeply about your growth as individuals and your success as professionals. This ceremony celebrates your accomplishments in the Ivy College of Business, but I can assure you it's a reward for all of us to be here with you as well. So what does it mean to be an Ivy graduate? It means you've learned from the best. Internationally known faculty have challenged and mentored you. Professors of practice have shared their industry skills and experience. Highly skilled staff provided you with advice and guidance. You've learned to be a successful leader, an effective team member, and a lifelong learner. You're ready to contribute on day one and to grow when presented with new opportunities. We are proud of the rigor and challenge that you've faced during your academic development at Ivy, because we know that each assignment, presentation, case competition, business simulation, team project, and sales pitch made you better, tougher, smarter, more compassionate, and more engaged. You will have to determine your own definition of success, the meaning of a life well lived. We hope that the meaning you create will have many components of what we value here at Ivy: innovation, integrity, ethical leadership, and community focus. The same reasons that make this next step for you a very hard one are the reasons that make it the most exciting one as well. Embrace the unknown with curiosity and courage, because to be an Ivy grad is to figure it out, maybe on your own, but hopefully with the network that you've built here at Ivy, and that you will continue to grow with all the other Ivy alumni out there doing amazing things. As an Ivy grad, an Iowa State grad, you have the strength of the Cyclone Nation behind you. You will be part of the Iowa State Alumni Network, and you'll find that there are Cyclones everywhere invested in your success. As you transition from student to alumni, I hope you pause to consider how valuable your education truly was, and how you will carry your Iowa State experience with you as you embark on your next adventure. I hope you will forever be as proud of your alma mater as we are of all of you. During this special ceremony, we'd like to ask one graduating student to share their thoughts on the milestone. I have the privilege of introducing today's student speaker to you now. Natalie France is graduating from Iowa State University with 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Science in Supply Chain Management and a Bachelor of Science in Marketing and International Business. During her time at Iowa State, Natalie was a George Washington Carver Scholar and served as a peer mentor in the Ivy College of Business. She was a member of the Multicultural Business Network, Collegiate Women in Business, and Trend, a fashion magazine produced by Iowa State students. In spring 2022, Natalie studied abroad for a semester in Brussels, Belgium, and in 2023, she studied away at Florida International University through the National Student Exchange. She also completed summer internships with John Deere and the Orange Bowl Committee in Miami, Florida. After graduation, she plans to pursue a career in brand management, corporate partnerships, or supply chain management. Please join me in welcoming your fellow graduate, Natalie France.
Dia, ocho aquino, nimse, nechi achia. Now, you probably do not understand what this means, but by the end of this speech, you will. This is a proverb from Ghana. Translated loosely, this means when you are charting your way forward, you do not always know that your back is crooked, unless the person standing behind you can tell you that it is crooked. Believe me, my path has not been perfect, and I'm sure yours has not been either. As Ivy graduates, we are ambitious. We are trailblazers, the ones focused on making it. However, trailblazing can cause us to lose sight of our flaws. In other words, when you are paving your way in life, you often have tunnel vision, making it hard to recognize moments when you may have a lapse in judgment, unless you have a trusted community behind you to help fix your blind spots. As a self-reliant woman, I sometimes have trouble fixing my blind spots. Not having it all under control is an unusual experience for me. Growing up, I was always a busybody in every honor society, activity, and sport you could think of. Being the firstborn daughter of immigrants from Ghana, the expectations are very, very, very high. As a type A overachiever, college quickly humbled me. Everything I thought I knew about friendships, jobs, even myself, has been turned upside down and re-examined in college. And I'm still working on this post-graduation. During my college search, I originally yearned to get as far away as possible from my parents, to start my own college life. Little did I know, being relatively close to them would be my most significant gift throughout undergrad. And I can imagine my fellow Iowans feel the same way. As college started, I quickly had a rude awakening. When we were young, we all had an idea of what college would look like, without parents, no rules, a few classes, and an easygoing life. However, COVID-19 had a different plan for, well, all of us. We had to adjust to online classes and isolated social events, which significantly shaped our thinking and lifestyle. But as a result, we are now more resilient to the unexpected events life throws at us. And for me, my mission was to make the most out of the subsequent 3 years. Yes, Mom and Dad, your type A daughter definitely did her thing. With my new normal and 3 more years to spare, I asked myself, how do I make the rest of my experience memorable? How do I make my community proud? And how do I still go after what I want? This speech is for those who consider themselves to be the first to do something in their family, the overachievers, the ones who are still figuring it out, or the ones who haven't found what ignites their fire yet. Wherever you are at now, It's been someone along the way who has poured themselves into you to encourage you to pursue the dream of attending college. That someone in your corner is your community. And it's safe to say they have sacrificed time and energy to support you. A Taylor Shire, who moved the moon and stars to ensure I got an amazing international experience in the midst of a pandemic as a sophomore in Belgium. A Tara Fisher, who understands your type A brain and color codes and outlines every detail that makes your college goals possible. A Brady Talley, who would hear me rant, help me prepare for significant events, and calm my anxiety to be perfect. Everyone in the career service office who would send me application links, tips to stand out, and listen to me practice my elevator pitch 1,000 times. No one experience can encapsulate the dream team I have at Iowa State University, who helped charter my course. Support from various faculty and staff in Ivy have allowed me to pursue excellence, personal growth, and go after the wild ideas in my head. I quickly learned it's okay to be the pest in the office, within reason. I was the student who always went to office hours, stopped by booths at guest speaker tables, and truly got to learn about the staff who worked at Iowa State. My dream team consisted of people who made me feel qualified for the dreams and standards that I held for myself. All of these departments were advocating for me without restriction, which was the most powerful gift I could have ever anticipated. This was my Ivy College of Business community. And I know you all have similar mentors, friends, and faculty who are in your corner. Now, we are graduating. There's a new set of expectations. Your community expects you to land a job post-graduation, graduate at the top of your class, get off your parents' payroll, and ride off into the sunset with your new life. Some of us haven't checked those boxes yet. However, even in the midst of post-graduation chaos, something is always working out for you. I, for one, at the beginning of the year, have never received as many rejections in my life. But do not lose courage. Congratulations to those who have successfully gotten their postgraduate plans together, trips, and goals in order. Those who are still working on it, please be patient. Parents, please exercise patience with us as well. We will soon get off of your payroll. Life will throw you curveballs, just as it did with our college career, and when nothing is going right, binge watch Netflix. I personally recommend Bridgerton or any romantic comedy. At least it makes you feel better. But in all seriousness, after that series is done, pick yourself back up. It's just a bump in the road. Knowledge is power, and I want to emphasize a few key tools to add to your toolkit as you enter in this new chapter of your life and leave this auditorium. Number 1, do not stop at no. Doors will be shut in your face, but there is always one that will open for you. Number 2, life is not scripted. It is what you make it. And number 3, your network and community are everything. I would like to thank God for navigating my last 4 years of college and my next chapter, as well as my friends and family for their continuous support. Thank you, Ivy College of Business and the class of 2024, for the most amazing, challenging, and unexpected 4 years. And one more time, for good measure, Nya, Ocho Aquino, Nim Se, Nechi, Achia. Keep an eye on that crooked back, leave your toolkit open, and keep your community close. Cheers.
Wow. Natalie, thank you for just a little more magic here in the home of Hilton Magic. What a great talk. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Today we recognize all of our Ivy College of Business candidates for successfully completing degree requirements. Many of you have distinguished yourselves through academics, extracurricular activities, and community service. I want to take a few minutes to recognize you. First, some of our candidates will graduate with multiple majors and/or multiple degrees. In addition, many of our candidates have taken additional courses in order to complete minors, specializations, or certificates. These are not listed in the program. So I would like to ask those of you graduating with multiple majors or multiple degrees or with minors, specializations, or certificates to please stand to be recognized at this time. Thank you. Next, some students are graduating with distinction, with a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher. Cardinal honor cords are worn by those graduating cum laude with distinction. Students graduating magna cum laude with great distinction are wearing gold honor cords. Summa cum laude graduates, those graduating with highest distinction, are wearing cardinal and gold honor cords. With those graduating with distinction, please stand so we can recognize you for your achievements. Thank you. Many Ivy students compete in case competitions, both internal and against teams from other universities. Would those of you who competed in case competitions please stand and be recognized? As one of the nation's first land-grant universities, Iowa State was founded back in 1858 on the then revolutionary idea that a college education should be open to everyone. Our land-grant mission continues to this day as Iowa State welcomes first-generation college students from across the nation and around the world. Would those of you who are in the first generation of your family to graduate from college please stand and be recognized? At the Ivy College of Business, we encourage students to extend their learning beyond the classroom. Would those candidates who have completed internships, studied abroad, or volunteered in the community please stand to be recognized? Finally, I would like to recognize all those in attendance today, graduates and audience members alike, who have served, are serving, or will be serving in our country in the military following graduation. We are deeply grateful for your commitment and service. Would those individuals please rise as you are able so we can thank you and recognize you. As you can see, many of our candidates have gone the extra mile and truly distinguished themselves in their academic careers. Congratulations to all of you. So I'd like to take a moment now to recognize an outstanding degree candidate who has received the Dean's Student Inspiration Award, which recognizes an Ivy student for inspiring others in our college and our community. Please stand when I announce your name. Jasmine Wyland. Please join me in congratulating Jasmine, recipient of the 2024 Dean's Student Inspiration Award. At this time, we will recognize our candidates for degrees individually. The first candidate to cross the stage for each program is the student marshal, who has been selected for their exemplary performance in their major while at the Ivy College of Business. Names will be read by Frank Montalban, Dean's Professor of Supply Chain Management, and Elena Watanabe, Associate Professor of Accounting. I now invite Dr. Valentina Slati to the podium to introduce our degree candidates. Dr. Slati is the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs in the Ivy College of Business.
Thank you, Dean Spalding. We will now start by recognizing our Master of Business Administration graduates. This includes students from the full-time, professional, and executive MBA programs. MBA faculty, please move to the area in front of the stage to congratulate your graduates. Students are led by the MBA student marshal, Rebecca Addo, who has also earned a master's degree in finance.
Rebecca Ando. Rebecca would like to thank God, her parents, her global family, and everyone who made this journey worthwhile.
Anna Ju. Anna would like to thank God for bringing her this far in her life.
Jacob Fisher. Jacob would like to thank his family and friends for supporting him.
Sarah Brammarie. Sarah would like to thank her incredible support network, Scott, Violet, Poppy, family, and friends.
Damon Henry. Damon would like to thank his family and all of Ivy for the endless love and support.
Grace Anina Christensen. Grace has accepted a position with Cargill Animal Nutrition as a swine account manager.
Ashley Woods. Ashley would like to thank God for the opportunity and her family for the motivation.
Brian James Schomer. Brian has accepted a position with Business Solver.
Lewis Calloway. Lewis would like to thank all the wonderful faculty, staff, and students he worked with.
Laura Ann Stowwater. Laura would like to thank her friends and family for supporting and encouraging her to achieve her goals.
Abby Vogel. Abby would like to thank the Ivy MBA faculty and her parents for supporting her in her MBA journey.
Ellie Marie Larson. Ellie has accepted a position with Caterpillar as a manufacturing engineer.
Nathan Scott Kilmer. Nathan's favorite ISU memory is all the friends he made along the way. He wouldn't be the same without you.
Matt Dinardi. Matthew has accepted a position with Motorola Solutions as a financial analyst.
Jack McMaster Doe. Jack's favorite course at ISU was Management 522, Negotiation and Conflict Resolution with Jimmy Summers.
Louis Irvin III. Louis' future plans are to work as a sales engineer at Mechanical Sales Incorporated.
William Blackmore Hager. William would like to thank his family for their support the last 5 years. He wouldn't be here without you.
Maximus Panopoulos. Maximus's favorite ISU memory is hopefully about to be made on Welch Avenue this weekend. Go Cyclones!
Sawyer Rose Nas. Sawyer's favorite ISU memory is competing in the internal case competition with her MBA team.
Jordan Schnickbloth. Jordan has accepted a position with PIC as an associate sales representative.
Patrick Ramsey Ware. Patrick is from Edina, Minnesota.
Aaron Budenham. Aaron has accepted a position with John Deere as a manufacturing development engineer.
Kyle John Peterson. Kyle would like to thank his family, friends, and Jack Garber.
Alex James Swenson. Alex has accepted a position with John Deere Financial as a software engineer.
Shelby Elizabeth Peterson. Shelby has accepted a position with Jack Link's Protein Snacks.
Caitlin Lucine Hertog. Katie has accepted a position with Caterpillar in their metallurgical engineering program.
Nazar Adil Abbas Hassan El Toum. Nazar would like to thank his family, friends, and professors for their support and guidance.
Triambak Jiri Prakash. Triambak's future plans are to make contributions to his family and community.
Gauss Khan. Gauss would like to thank his family, friends, faculty, and advisors.
Hisham Hassan Mohiuddin. Hisham would like to thank his wife, parents, professors, and friends for their support and guidance.
Anna Beshkura. Anna would like to thank her family, co-students, and university staff for their unwavering support.
Ifiolua Agdeboye. Ifiolua would like to thank everyone who contributed to making her journey at ISU successful.
John Mobley IV. John's favorite ISU memory is leading an honors seminar on nuclear history, science, and applications.
Bobby Geip. Bobby would like to thank his wife and kids for their love and support.
Philip Charles Kuhlman. Philip is thankful for the support of his family and friends, and especially his late mother, Anne.
Raymond Francis Schmidt. Raymond's future plans are to continue to grow his direct-to-consumer business, Farm Story Meats.
Kyle Barkalow. Kyle would like to thank his parents, Craig and Katrina, his grandma Lee, his girlfriend Emily, and the friends he made through the program.
Ping Chen. Ping would like to thank his wife, Yanting, and his kids, Chloe and Charlotte, for their continued support.
Larry Junker Jr. Larry would like to thank his wife, classmates, professors, and the staff at Ricochet for all the help.
Kelsey Wilkerson. Kelsey will be attending graduate school at Iowa State University.
Carrie Lynn Schwake. Carrie would like to thank everyone who has supported and encouraged her on this journey.
Ross Arthur Patrick. Ross's future plans are working in private equity.
Mark Allen Philmeyer. Mark would like to thank his family.
Joshua Adam Kitsis. Joshua would like to thank Mom, Dad, Nettie, Sarah, and Kelsey. To his babies, Nora, Eden, and Ivy, Daddy loves you.
Jerry Lynn Miner, Jr. Jerry would like to thank his family and peers for their support and for making his ISU experience wonderful.
Johnny Arnett. Johnny would like to thank her parents, husband Adam, daughter Goldie, and her employer, Kent Corporation.
Sean William Bloomgren. Sean would like to thank Katie, Hunter, and Cole for supporting him the last 2 years.
Aaron Mund. Aaron would like to thank all of the professors and staff that made this program so rewarding.
Allison Neeson. Allison would like to thank her husband Adam for being her biggest fan and support.
Jennifer Burcham. Jenny would like to thank her family for their support as she completed the Executive MBA program.
Desiree Mickelson. Desiree's favorite ISU memory is the trip to Washington, D.C.
David Brownmiller. David would like to thank his family for their support over the last 2 years.
Kimberly K. Martinez. Kimberly would like to thank her family for their support and encouragement while completing her degree.
Rita Gandhi. Rita would like to thank Sam, Valentina, and Taylor, all of her professors and classmates, her husband Amitabh Mohanty, and daughter Amisha for making this day possible.
Melissa Sue Norum. Melissa would like to thank her family for their support and enthusiasm for her MBA degree.
Please join me in congratulating this graduate. We will now recognize undergraduate degree candidates from the Department of Accounting. Accounting faculty, please move to the area in front of the stage to congratulate your graduates. Candidates are led by the Accounting Student Marshal, Madeline Abbas.
Madeline Abbas. Madeline has accepted a position as an associate with Clifton Larson Ellen in their nonprofit group.
Andrew Schubert. Andrew's future plans are to work as a tax accountant for Ernst & Young.
London Jacob Knudsen. London would like to thank his beautiful wife, his in-laws, and his friends and family.
Daniel Cook. Daniel has accepted a position with Forvis as a tax associate.
Nguyen Tran. Nguyen would like to thank his mom, dad, sister, and professors for always supporting his goal.
Annie Chu. Annie's future plans are to finish her master's in accounting, receive her CPA, and work at KMPG.
Emmanuel Hui. Emmanuel would like to thank her mother, who is her role model and means everything to her.
Hayden Havoc. Hayden will be attending graduate school at Iowa State University.
Gavin Newgart. Gavin would like to thank his parents, family, professors, advisors, and career coordinators for their support.
Bailey Wiestenberg. Bailey would like to thank her family, friends, and all of her professors for always encouraging her.
Chloe Steinke. Chloe will be attending graduate school at Iowa State University for a master's in accounting.
Kennedy Grace Corner. Kennedy would like to thank her mother for showing her how to be the woman she is today.
Aaron Douglas LaChance. Aaron has accepted a position with Creative Planning as a staff auditor in Urbandale, Iowa.
Richard Henry Nelson. Richard's future plans are to continue his education through the ISU Master of Accounting program.
McKenna Grace McDonald. McKenna has accepted a position with RSM as a tax associate in the Des Moines office.
Marina Hind. Marina has accepted a position as an accountant with John Deere's Financial Development Program.
Jesus Amador Gaciola. Jesus would like to thank his mother and father for their support.
Lucas John Templeton. Lucas has accepted a position with Lauterbach and Amen LLP as an audit associate.
Levi Benjamin Sales. Levi would like to thank his parents and girlfriend for their support.
Maxine Bellwether. Maxine would like to thank Shanna Hicks, Jamie Sass, and Dr. Watanabe.
Luke Joshua Breiling. Luke's favorite ISU memory is participating in Dub H and performing with their traveling team.
Renee Yvonne Glendy. Renee would like to thank her family for supporting her on this journey.
Christopher M. Burrows. Christopher's future plans are to earn a CPA and begin work with 8 Bailey in Des Moines.
Zachary Southwick. Zachary has accepted a position with Ekazian.
Denver Leibold. Denver would like to thank his parents for their continued support.
Henry Allen Bootsloff. Henry will be attending graduate school at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Josephine Catherine Nichols. Josephine will be attending graduate school at Iowa State to obtain a Master in Accounting degree.
Levi Killinen. Levi would like to thank his sister, Lila, and his parents, Jen and Eric.
Dawson Charles Overgaard. Dawson would like to thank his parents, grandparents, and everyone else that helped him along the way.
Johnny Pepper. Johnny's favorite ISU memory is finding the love of his life right here, right on Welch Avenue.
Cameron Ann Schreck. Cameron is from Carroll, Iowa.
Eric Andrew Olson. Eric's future plans are to pursue a career in accounting.
Please join me in congratulating these candidates. We will now recognize our Master of Accounting graduates.
Mason? Okay, we got it. Mason John O'Brien. Mason would like to thank his parents, brothers, and Laura for all of their support.
Marissa Ann Robinson. Marissa's future plans are to finish her CPA exams and start work in public accounting.
Megan Lussart. Megan's future plans are moving to Charlotte, North Carolina to work with RSM in their tax services department.
Max Thomas Rooney. Max has accepted a position with Deloitte Tax in Des Moines.
Ethan John Richards. Ethan would like to thank his friends and family for everything. He couldn't have done it without y'all.
Yu Deng. Yu would like to thank her husband, her kids, and her mom.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates. We will now recognize undergraduate degree candidates from the Department of Finance, which offers majors in finance, actuarial science, and business economics. Finance faculty, please move to the area in front of the stage to congratulate your graduates. Candidates are led by the department student marshal, Adeline Courier, who earned a degree in actuarial science.
Adeline Courier. Adeline would like to thank her family, friends, and all of the Ivy staff and faculty.
Jacob Matthew Freebus. Jacob's future plans are to work in the real estate finance industry.
Trevor Kornfeld. Trevor's future plans are to start in financial services and become a certified financial consultant.
Zicheng Fu. Zicheng would like to thank his parents, friends, professors, and ISU.
Tianyan Ma. Tianyan's favorite ISU memory is walking around the campus in the summer and enjoying life at the university.
Yuno Hu. Yuno would like to thank Li Ming Hu, Yang Wang, Maolan Liu, Xiaolan Jiang, and Jinnan Xiao.
Kian Nasir Zada. Kian's favorite ISU memory is waking up at 5 a.m. to camp outside Jack Trice for the Cyhawk game.
Ashton Wesley Love. Ashton's future plans are to continue working at Deary of Ames and then transfer into a financial role.
Colton Seidler. Colton would like to thank all of the friends he made at Iowa State, as well as his family.
Eli Munson. Eli's favorite ISU memory is rushing the field after ISU beat Oklahoma State his freshman year.
Tyler John Slagle. Tyler's favorite ISU memory is going to football and basketball games.
Ethan Patrick Wolf. Ethan has accepted a position with Amazon.
Chase Daniel McPherson. Chase's favorite ISU memory is singing Sweet Caroline after rushing the field against Oklahoma State.
Brian David Crowley. Brian's future plans are to pursue a career in trade finance.
Cole Leonard Collison. Cole has accepted a position with Principal Financial in West Des Moines.
Gabriel Geringer. Gabriel's future plans are to move to Des Moines to pursue a career in finance.
Corey Dean Dunnigan. Corey has accepted a position with IBM in Rochester, Minnesota as a financial analyst.
Tyler Adams. Tyler has accepted a position with Prairie Plans Asset Management as a financial representative.
Joseph Lawrence Cassidy. Joseph would like to thank his loving family, Kate, Tom, Sheila, Joey, Jack, Daniel, Danny, and Jimbo.
Daniel Hamul. Daniel's favorite ISU memory is attending a Cyclone football win in Iowa City with his fiance and cousin.
Dylan Michael Laughlin. Dylan would like to thank his family and friends for all the support.
Cody W. Smith. Cody would like to thank his parents for their kindness and support through his higher education.
Grant James Hofferman. Grant's future plans are to move to Portland, Maine for a position as an actuarial assistant at Unum.
Gabriel Smith. Gabriel would like to thank his friends and family. He would not be here today without you.
Carter Allen Weiss. Carter would like to thank his parents.
Reed Edward Brown. Reed would like to thank his family for being here and for their continuous support.
Jackie Trujillo Garcia. Jackie would like to thank her parents and her two brothers who've been her biggest support system.
Andrew C. Duddingston. Andrew would like to thank his mom, Andrea, his dad, Chuck, and his brother, John, for always supporting him.
Matthew Todd McKnight. Matthew's favorite course at ISU was a community bank case study competition.
Seamus Joseph Murphy. Seamus's favorite ISU memory is storming the field after upsetting Oklahoma State in the 2021 season.
Please join me in congratulating these candidates. We will now recognize our Master of Real Estate Development graduates.
John Ellis DeBoard. John would like to thank the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Please join me in congratulating our graduate. We will now recognize undergraduate degree candidates from the Department of Information Systems and Business Analytics, which offers majors in Business Analytics and Management Information Systems. ISBA faculty, please move to the area in front of the stage to congratulate your graduates. Candidates are led by the Information Systems and Business Analytics student marshal, Emma Golles, who is graduating with a degree in Management Information Systems.
Emma Gallis. Emma's favorite course at ISU was MIS 310 with Professor Dennis.
Scott S. Madland. Scott's favorite ISU memory is playing intramural softball.
Cameron Cravens. Cameron would like to thank his mom, Kim, his dad, Bill, his brother, Kyle, and the rest of his family.
Alexander Michael Pfaffel. Alexander would like to thank his family for the support for him to attend Iowa State.
Logan Cox. Logan's favorite ISU memory is all the friends he made throughout his 4 years here.
Carter Lawrence Schumann. Carter would like to thank his family and friends for their support.
Hunter Hawk. Hunter has accepted a position with RSM on the Business Central team and is looking forward to starting his career.
Nathaniel Robert Harter. Nathaniel would like to thank his parents for their help and support.
Tarek Sivats. Tarek would like to thank everyone for their support and encouragement throughout this journey.
Jordan Elizabeth Weems. Jordan would like to thank her parents for always supporting her and pushing her to do her best.
Adam Christopher Payton. Adam's favorite ISU memory is late night walks on campus.
Kyle Klupke. Kyle has accepted a position with Anderson Erickson as an operations manager.
Carver Van Turnout. Carver would like to thank all the faculty and staff who assisted him, but most importantly, his mom and dad.
Caleb Daniel Struble. Caleb would like to thank the Lord, his wife, his family, and the Iowa Air National Guard.
Zachary James Nigg. Zachary has accepted a position with Casey's at their corporate headquarters in their finance department.
Sam Rempe. Sam's future plans are to live in Ames and work for the Sol Company at Iowa State.
Benjamin Vanderleest. Ben's future plans are moving to Kansas City and working as an ERP application analyst for Garmin.
Spencer Zevenbergen. Spencer would like to thank his Grandma Nancy, Grandpa Pete, and exceptionally supportive wife, Rachel.
Britton Liam Crabtree. Britton would like to thank his Aunt Sherilyn and cousin Megan for encouraging him to chase his dreams.
Jian Janes. Jian would like to thank her family, sorority, and professors for their support and encouragement.
Abigail Rose Kropp. Abigail's future plans are working as a product analyst at Casey's.
Prem Rohan Paul. Prem would like to thank his family for always being there for him and never giving up on him.
Elijah Crawford. Elijah would like to thank his family.
Melissa Dwyer. Melissa's favorite ISU memory is rushing the football field after the OSU game during Homecoming 2021.
David Charles Arlt. David would like to thank his mom and dad for their endless support and guidance.
Arman Gupta. Arman has accepted a position at John Deere as a software engineer.
Ethan Wink. Ethan will be attending graduate school at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Logan Bible. Logan's future plans are to join RSM as a technology risk consultant.
Fatima Santibanez. My future plans are to land a job as a data analyst in Des Moines.
Ariana Burks. Ariana has accepted a position with Visa in Atlanta, where she will be working with technical aptitude and clients.
Benjamin Christensen. Benjamin would like to thank his friends, family, and professors for all of their support.
Jai Mukraj. Jai will be attending graduate school at Iowa State, continuing in business analytics and real estate development.
Cameron Joseph DeRoos. Cameron's favorite ISU memory is watching the men's basketball team go undefeated at Hilton.
Please join me in congratulating these candidates. We will now recognize our Master of Science in Information Systems graduates, as well as graduates who earned a Master of Science in Human-Computer Interaction.
Desiree Veet Harmon. Desiree would like to thank her friends, family, and professors Gilbert and Townsend, and love you, Emma.
Gabrielle May Sagar. Gabrielle would like to thank her family and friends for supporting her on this journey.
Shalika Hindurangala. Shalika would like to thank Ivy and BCS for their warmth even in the coldest of winters.
Tushar Jain. Tushar would like to thank the university for providing such a wonderful opportunity to learn and grow. He is grateful for the incredible friends he made here.
Mohan Chung. Mohan would like to thank his family, friends, and cats.
Xiao Liang. Xiao would like to thank her families, friends, instructors, and her 4 cute cats.
Is there a card? Thank you. Anastasia Pridius. Anastasia is from Ukraine, and she is grateful to Iowa State for being her home for the past 2 years.
Lakshmi Manakutan Nair. Lakshmi would like to thank her mom and dad.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates. We will now recognize our Master of Business Analytics graduates.
Dylan Isaias. Dylan would like to thank his parents, David and Dottie, for all their support.
Cameron Huffman. Cameron would like to thank all of her loved ones for their support during her time as a cyclone.
Katie Scott. Katie would like to thank her incredible husband, Chris, and amazing family for their support during this adventure.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates. We will now recognize our Master of Healthcare Analytics and Operations graduates.
Claire Olivia Berger. Claire would like to thank her family and friends for their unwavering encouragement and support.
Please join me in congratulating our graduate. We will now recognize undergraduate degree candidates from the Department of Management and Entrepreneurship, which offers majors in management, entrepreneurship, healthcare management, and human resource management. The department also offers an online bachelor's degree in business administration for students who are returning to college to complete a bachelor's degree. Management and entrepreneurship faculty, please move to the area in front of the stage to congratulate your graduates. Candidates are led by the Management and Entrepreneurship Student Marshal, Andrew Wynn, who is graduating with a degree in entrepreneurship.
Andrew Wynn. Andrew would like to thank his friends and family for their love and support. It was worth it after all.
Joseph Bosa Rocafort. Joseph would like to thank his parents, Nydia and Joseph, for giving him the best opportunities in life.
Isabella Marie Zingaro. Isabella will be attending graduate school at the University of Montana.
Jasmine K. Weiland. Jasmine would like to thank Natalia Gray, John Meyer, Jim Kurtenbach, and Kathy Weiland.
Dot Tamis. Dot would like to thank his family and his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for all they have done for him.
Madeline Ladihoff. Madeline's favorite ISU memory is learning and growing in Psy Starters with her company, Dancing with Miss Maddie.
Cade Thomas Moore. Cade's favorite ISU memory is attending class.
Brian Curtis Coble. Brian would like to thank his family for their unconditional support.
Jason Brosca Jr. Jason's favorite ISU memory is DiGiorno the Fish's funeral. So sad.
Jaden Matthew Larson. Jaden's favorite ISU memory is joining the cheer team and cheering on the Cyclones.
Jalen Ray Hartle. Jalen has accepted a position with Ames Golf and Country Club as the Assistant General Manager.
Travis William Schmidt. Travis would like to thank his incredibly supportive family and friends. He loves you all.
Blake Joseph Wiederhold. Blake is from Sioux City, Iowa.
Megan Feltis. Megan would like to thank her family for standing by her. Their love and support has shaped who she is today.
Francesco Italio Quattrone. Francesco wants to thank his family, friends, and Iowa State for the best 4 years he could have asked for.
Molly Bertie. Molly would like to thank her family and her professors for supporting her.
Husnain Khan. Husnain would like to thank his mom and dad.
Celia Shaper. Celia would like to thank her family for supporting her.
Jameer Madre. Jameer's favorite ISU memory is walking through the campus, admiring the beauty that Ames has to offer.
Peter Warren Erickson. Peter would like to thank his mom and dad.
Mariam Ali. Mariam would like to thank her family and friends and anyone who has supported her in reaching this moment.
Please join me in congratulating these candidates. We will now recognize our Master of Entrepreneurship graduate.
Jackson Thomas Leroy. Jackson would like to thank his family, friends, and professors for their encouragement and support.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Best wishes.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates. We will now recognize the Bachelor of Science in Marketing candidates. Marketing faculty, please move to the area in front of the stage to congratulate your graduates. Candidates are led by the marketing student marshal, Braden Farber, who is graduating with a degree in marketing and a degree in supply chain management.
Congratulations. Braden Farver. Braden's future plans are working for Cateva in supply chain and getting married.
Trevor Daniel Lundquist. Trevor would like to thank his family and friends for supporting him during his time at Iowa State.
Cale Hill. Cale's future plans are to move to the East Coast and enjoy friends, music, the outdoors, and life.
Emily Ann Ballard. Emily's future plans are attending the University of Northern Iowa to pursue her MBA.
Michael Lewis Page. Michael is from Geneva, Illinois.
Noah Irving Stillman. Noah would like to thank his parents and family for being so supportive, and ISU professors and staff.
J. Gary Wagmeister. Jay has accepted a position with the Florida Phoenix as a reporter covering education policy.
Alicia Pfeiffer. Alicia would like to thank her family and friends, her advisor Kelly, the Student Union Board, and its advisor Jim.
Max Breitbach. Maxwell would like to thank his parents and girlfriend for their constant support and encouragement.
Carter James Lavelle. Carter's favorite course at ISU was Marketing 342 with Professor Mike Gassman.
Elise Brenna Payne. Elise would like to thank her parents for all the support and love they have given her on her journey.
Kaylin Plumhouse. Kaylin would like to thank her family for their unwavering support and belief in her.
Lauren Elaine Dirks. Lauren would like to thank the Ivy faculty for their support and impact on her educational journey.
Sydney Marie Anderson. Sydney would like to thank her parents and family for the support and guidance they've provided.
Sam Edward Petrie. Sam's favorite ISU memory is interviewing Steve-O for ISU After Dark.
Joel Thomas Hogue. Joel has accepted a position with Thamer Bearings.
Caroline Crucelli. Caroline's future plans are to move back to Chicago to pursue opportunities in marketing and events.
Adam Suknovich. Adam would like to thank his family, his mother, Camille, Claire, and Billy, and his professors.
Edwin Alex Roa. Edwin would like to thank his family. They are the reason he is here. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Ellie Marguerite Van Sand. Ellie would like to thank her mom and dad for ensuring she received the best education the last 16 years.
Abigail Louise Benchoff. Abigail would like to thank her parents for their endless support and encouragement over the years.
Josie Lorraine Gerke. Josie would like to thank her family, especially her parents, for being her biggest supporters.
Catherine June Hadvogel. Catherine would like to thank her parents, Sandy and Rob. Thank you for always encouraging her to dream big.
Tabitha Coton. Tabitha would like to thank her family, friends, and boyfriend for always supporting her.
Blake Matthew Gravengood. Blake is from West Des Moines.
Alexandria Corbin. Alexandria would like to thank her mom and her sister for their unconditional love and support.
Michael Hammer. Michael would like to thank his mom and dad for all of their support throughout the years.
Johnny Nicholas Hart. Johnny's future plans are pursuing a career in Des Moines.
Ty Sturgis Jensen. Ty would like to thank his family for all of their love and support.
Emma Louise Kitazovich. Emma would like to thank her family for always supporting her through the past 4 years.
Callie Marie Borst. Callie has accepted a position with Homemakers Furniture as a customer experience strategist.
Grace Eastonson. Grace's favorite ISU memory is studying abroad and serving as Dance Marathon's 2024 Executive Director.
Benjamin Ilunga. Benjamin would like to thank everyone who has supported him along the way up to this day.
Gage Trenton Smith. Gage would like to thank his friends and family who supported him through his journey at Iowa State.
Logan Scott Adam. Logan has accepted a position with Van Meter as an account manager in North Central Iowa.
Cale Jeffrey Klein. Cale would like to thank his parents, brothers, and family for always supporting him.
Abby Rose Whittick. Abby's favorite ISU memory is camping outside of Hilton with her best friend, Caitlin Corey.
Caitlin Bryn Corey. Caitlin's favorite ISU memory is camping outside of Hilton with her best friend, Abby Whittick.
Shania Renee Murray. Shania would like to thank her family and instructors for their unwavering support during her time at ISU.
Olaoluwa Moyosore Awokoya. Olaoluwa would like to thank God, family, and amazing friends for support through this journey.
Please join me in congratulating these candidates. We will now recognize the Bachelor of Science in Supply Chain Management candidates. Supply chain faculty, please move to the area in front of the stage to congratulate your graduates.
Sophia Elizabeth Kuom. Sophia's favorite ISU memory is traveling for case competitions and studying abroad in the UAE. Caleb Stewart Wenthy. Caleb would like to thank his parents and family for all their support over the years. Andrew Brett Ritchie. Andrew would like to thank his parents, family, and everyone that has supported him. Connor William McCowan. Connor's future plans are to pursue a career in the transportation industry. Grady Joseph Flynn. Grady has accepted a position with TMC Transportation as a fleet manager in Des Moines. Matthew Benedetto. Matthew is from New Jersey. William Allen Bultice. William would like to thank his parents, grandparents, siblings, and teachers who have supported him at ISU. Zach Burnchin. Zach's future plans are commissioning as a second lieutenant in the Air Force stationed in Germany. Air Force ROTC Detachment 250 sends their congratulations to Second Lieutenant Burnchin. William Albert Birch. William would like to thank his mom, dad, and sister for always loving and believing in him. Alex Grace. Alex would like to thank his family and friends. Henry John Atkins. Henry would like to thank Jimmy Bosco. Thomas David Overgaard. Thomas has accepted a position with NHI Corporation. Claire Elizabeth Meyer. Claire has accepted a position with Hormel Foods. Ryan John Inkstead. Ryan would like to thank his family for their endless love and respect. Julia Laurel Cumley. Julia would like to thank her parents, Robert and Laurel Cumley, for their continuous love and support. Emma Elizabeth Norby Herring. Emma has accepted a position with BT Industries. Haley Ashby. Haley is from Murray, Iowa. Natalie Nicole France. Natalie would like to thank family and friends for their support as she embarks on her next chapter.
Please join me in congratulating all of our degree candidates.
All right, there's still one more, well, maybe two more things to do tonight. One more thing to do tonight, and that's to thank all the family members and friends who have provided support for all of you over the years. Candidates, how about a round of applause for your support teams? The Debbie and Jerry Ivy College of Business is proud to honor your achievements and to mark the beginning of your professional careers. Please find ways to stay engaged with the Ivy community. Keep in touch with your professors and advisors. Be a mentor to students, and come back to talk to classes about your career path, the business you started, or the nonprofit that you lead. We like staying in contact with you and hearing of your contributions to your profession and to your community. So send us an email, stop in and see us, let us know what's going on in your life. And to those of you who are completing your bachelor's degree, I hope you will come back to the Ivy College of Business when you're ready to pursue a graduate degree. Congratulations to all of our spring and summer 2024 graduates from the Debbie and Jerry Ivy College of Business. So students, please remain seated until the faculty have had an opportunity to exit the stage in front rows. Your student marshals will then stand, and you will form lines behind them to leave the seating area. You're welcome to stay on the arena floor for the next 15 minutes to take photos and visit with faculty and friends. However, we do need you to move away from the stage and seating area so Hilton staff can prepare for the next ceremony. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. We are Ivy. Great day.